Well, hello everybody. We're going to be making an Egyptian Sistrum today. Looks like this. All right, these are the items that you're going to need. You want a piece of cardstock paper. You're going to want a wire. You're going to want some things to jingle. I've got 3 washers and a bolt. You're going to want some tape. This is just for decoration. This is what I used for holding it together. This is electrical tape. You want a glue stick, a little wood block. This is going to be a spacer, some pony beads, scissors, and a hole punch. All right, I'm going to clear this off so we can get started. We're going to start with our piece of cardstock. So grab that, clear your space. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold our piece of cardstock in half. Oh, I forgot to say, it is very helpful to take your tape and cut off some pieces in advance and just stick it to the edge of your table. I cut off 8 pieces to get me started. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold this in half long ways. Make sure you line up those edges. You want it to be together. So I just hold it with my finger and then I come back, make a nice crease. Then we're going to do it again. Same thing. I find it helpful to be able to see, line it up with my fingers like so. Then I hold it down, push to the edges to keep it right where you want it to be, and then go across it with your thumbnail and press real hard to get it nice and straight. All right, now this is going to be what we use to make the curved part of our sistrum. So it needs to be curved, and it doesn't necessarily want to curve right now. So what I do is on the edge of my table, I pull down and I go back and forth a few times, and then magically it curves just in the shape that we're looking for. All right, now this is where we're going to get our hole puncher. You're going to want to line this up at the bottom and then kind of squeeze towards the top. I do not want to crease the top because we're going to want that to be curved. But I do want to be able to get fairly close when I put in my holes. Now my hole puncher is not going to go all the way through this because it's way too thick. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark, get it right where I want it positioned, and I'm going to squeeze. And that's just going to give me a little mark so that I know where I'm going to punch my holes when I get to that next step. About an inch down, doesn't have to be exact. You're going to make another indentation. So now I can kind of see where my 2 spots are. I'm going to open it up, go to that same spot, make a hole, go to the next spot, make a hole, turn it over. I can see where my spots are. One right there, and one right there. Then you've got your holes for your wire to go through. Okay, so that's step number 1. We can just set that aside for a minute and get your popsicle sticks. All right, so we got our 4 popsicle sticks. We're going to take 2. And we just want to connect these with a little piece of tape. So this first piece of tape can be kind of short. Just going to go to the tip here. Tape it together so it stays together. All right. Next, we're going to make the part that holds this. So we're going to take our other 2 popsicle sticks, put one on either side. And you're going to want to go down about a little less than an inch. Could be about an inch, I guess. Yeah, that looks about right. And we're going to have to tape these together. Now, the spacer will be going in between here to spread these out. So don't tape it up at the very top. Use your electrical tape to connect it at the bottom. And you can kind of look at it, make sure that your popsicle sticks are lined up. Take another piece of tape and we're going to connect these, and eventually it's going to connect with this as well. So I'm going to start up here at ever so slight of an angle. And then I'm going to wrap it down to where the two are. Kind of squeeze it so it's touching the popsicle sticks. And then if you pull electrical tape tightly, it'll stretch, and that way you can get it all the way around the popsicle stick. And just use your fingers to make it nice and firm. We're going to be adding some more tape in a minute, so we don't have to make it super firm. And now it looks like this. Okay, next up we're going to take our little spacer. And with the spacer, you're just going to slide it down, all the way down, so it touches the two popsicle sticks in the center here. All right, and then you're going to tape that together. Make it touch. Get a longer piece of tape. I'm going to hold it with my fingers. I'm going to start right on that. Wrap around. Pull it a little bit tight, because the tightness is what holds that block in place. And then angle it. Angle it. Angle it all the way down. So it's connected. Now, to make sure our block doesn't move, we're going to take another little piece of tape. We're going to put it right down the center like so, and then connect that on both sides. And now you have the base for your system. Okay? Nice and firm, held in place. Doing good. All right, now we're going to connect the two. This is where you need your glue. So grab your glue stick. What's going to be happening is we're going to open right where the fold was, where that second fold was. We're going to put one popsicle stick inside, and we want it to be underneath. It should go up about to where your wood block is. Fortunate my hole was in the right spot. If your hole is a little bit lower, you can also just move your popsicle stick to the side, and that'll solve the problem. Now mine is a perfect length, so I'm just going to put it exactly in the center. And then you will be gluing it like this. Whoa, now there's a problem. Look what I've done. Does that seem right? Oh dear. So you definitely have to look at this before we glue. That's why I'm doing a dry run here. Dry run. All right. Now we're facing the right way, because this has to come around and go inside this one. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get our glue out now that we know what we're doing. I'm going to put glue on both sides on the inside. I want to glue this together, but also have enough so it's going to glue my popsicle stick in place. So be generous with your glue. Those two spots. Then I'm just going to place this on the inside, again, right in the middle. Push down to the bottom. And then I'm going to really squeeze these two pieces together, especially to the sides of that stick, because we want to hold it in place. Okay, so we're pushing our glue both sides so that it holds it in place. And then we're going to fold, we're going to take this edge right here. I'm going to lift it up right to where if you just go underneath and push against your stick. And again, look at my left hand. My left hand is holding it in place. Push it into place, and I'm going to just make a diagonal, push it in there, and fold it over, and then push this down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to turn it around. I'm going to hold it now over on this side. Take this edge, push it all the way up to where that popsicle stick is. And this is a lot of paper, so you're going to have to use a little muscle to get it to turn if it's not cooperating. And then I'm just going to make that angle. Okay. Then we need to hold this in place. So you get another piece of electrical tape, put it on the inside there, push it down, and wrap it. I kind of like it when my little edges line up, so I'm kind of making sure the edge lines up there. Okay, so that side's done. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So come over to this side, open it up, add your glue on both sides. And we're going to pull it around, put it inside that same hole where the glue is, slide it down, and we're going to squeeze it in place, trying to make sure it's nice and straight. I'm going to put it down on the ground so I can press on both sides with my popsicle stick. Then we take our edge, hold it in place. Make sure you're holding the popsicle stick, not just the paper, because the popsicle stick might move. So my fingers on my popsicle stick underneath there. Get around that corner, just push the corner up at the bottom. You don't want to push up here. Pushing right at the corner, tuck it in there, and then get your angle. You probably want it to be similar to the first one, but it's not imperative either way, but looks nice if they're the same. Push it down with your finger, use those muscles. Turn it around so you can do the other side. We're going to push this corner. Push it up, push it up. So to make the edges the same, if you just look where this point is right here and kind of use your finger to hold it still, that works really well. Make a good crease. And grab another piece of tape. Bring your tape in, the inside, press it down, hold it still, and pull it around. And if you want to push it down to make it straight, you can adjust that paper, make it look the way you want it. Okay, so that basically is your system. Now, it is nice to be able to secure this paper because it will tend to want to pull off. So I'm going to grab another piece of tape, and I'm going to take this side and wrap it all the way around so that it goes down to here. So I think I'm going to start on the inside because I want it to be all black for my preference. I'm going to wrap it around here. And then I'm going to bring it down and wrap it around my popsicle stick. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just getting my tape the way I like it. Then I'm going to pull it down around this thing. Attach it. If you have any bits of white or tape that's not cooperating, you can grab an extra piece to make it look nicer. And that's where those scissors come in for cutting the tape. So I have this piece that's sticking up. I don't like that, so I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to go through the center again, make it look nice and crisp. Now, if you have multiple colors of electrical tape, or you want to add another color, this is a great time to do that. This is where the decoration comes in. Alright, so now we've got the base of our sistrum. Right here in the center, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of flatten this top, get this as wide as I can get it. It's flexible, it will only stay so wide, but if you stretch it out a little bit, it'll get just that perfect sistrum shape that we're looking for right there. Alright, now for the last step. Grab your wire, grab your washers, and your bolt, and I'm going to use 6 pony beads. Alright, so what you're going to do is bend your wire. Don't crease it, but make it a curve like so. And then you're going to put 2 pieces in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the side that's closer to the edge. And I'm going to pull it through and just let it sit out here. We don't want it to get curved. And then I'm just going to kind of hold it in place like this, because I want to get my things on. And I don't want it to be too wide, because then I'm going to have to get these 2 through the holes there. So I'm just going to hold it like this to put my beads where I want them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do pony bead. Then I'm going to do washer. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Pony bead. Washer. I'm going to do another pony bead. The pony beads work as spacers, and when you have 2 washers together, it allows them to clink, and that's what gives that little cymbal sort of a sound, which is really pleasant. On the other one, I'm going to use a washer. If you have, whatever this thing's called, a bolt. I'm going to use a bolt on the other one, just for a slightly different sound, but you could use more washers. Washer is actually my favorite sound, but these 2 clink together as well. And then another spacer. And that's really plenty. You don't want it to be so full that it can't shake back and forth. So then I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to get my first one into the hole. You're just kind of maneuver it with your finger. Get the other one lined up. Get it through the hole. Push it through. That is a great time to kind of listen to it. It makes such a nice sound. I love the way it keeps ringing. Anyway, then just pull it through. The pictures of sistrums usually show a little bit of this hanging out, so I just like it aesthetically to hang out a little bit. And then on the other side, we just need to take care of these wires. So I think the easiest thing to do is just to fold it in half. Squeeze. Fold it in half. Squeeze. And then you can do one of 2 things. You could fold it down. The sistrums in the picture that I was going off of when I created this had them kind of bent down, and it gives it a nice little aesthetically pleasing look. And that is your sistrum. Feel free to add a little red to make it look decorative, or any other color you want. You can also color this, decorate that however you want. That always looks nice. And there you go.